Denver wins their third straight. They rally back after giving up a late touchdown. They had also 2 extra points that were botched, the Broncos, which is why they were down by 1. But they end up getting the victory, their third consecutive win, and the Broncos are in that logjam of teams in the AFC where you don't think any of them are really playoff teams, but if a team ahead of them falls down, then they will be in position to climb back up. But the Bills had 3 fumbles, 2 interceptions, 5 penalties. The most egregious one at the end, though, the 12 men on the field. Although you could argue the pass interference penalty, which set up a very makeable field goal, also on that list. The better story is in the losing locker room, so that is where we will go. We'll start out on the side where the Buffalo play, and let us discuss the question. All right, the question is, who gets to wear the shame bell for the Buffalo Bills as they lose to a bad Denver team on their home field? What happened to that home field advantage and all the greatness? Oh, it's so hard to play in Buffalo. Okay, apparently not. Not for the Denver Broncos. So I've got peasant, Looney Tunes, and serendipity. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make a bug on the rug. They couldn't even hand the ball off the Buffalo Bills in this game at points. It was that bad. So we start, you're playing the blame game, and who gets to wear the shame bell. You start with Josh Allen. Is it fair or unfair to say Josh Allen is failing as a franchise quarterback? That's fair. He's supposed to be the franchise guy. Is he playing like the franchise quarterback right now? No. Anybody with common sense would say that he's not playing as the franchise quarterback. So we start with him. Now, we tried to point some of this stuff out earlier in the year, the mistakes. Of course, the Bills Mafia, and some of the guys that call the show are part of Bills Mafia. They wear earmuffs, and when they're not wearing earmuffs, they work for the Buffalo Bills PR department. In fact, they champion Josh Allen more than the actual Bills PR people who are paid to do it. But man, oh man, they just sit there and sing, na 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 na, I'm not listening, na 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 na. That's how they sound. So you look at this, and we've played 10 games. Is that a fair amount of time to judge? Fair amount of time. We do the show today. We don't do the show at the end of the year. We do the show today. And today, as we break apart the Buffalo Bills, 10 games in, the Bills are 5-5 is their record. 5-5. That's the record. That's it. Is that good? No. Is that bad? Yes. Yes, when you have the expectations the Buffalo Bills have, and Josh Allen, who has been paid like a king, has performed like a mere peasant in so many of these games, 27 years old. He's not washed up by any means. He's just playing like he's washed up. And I know the usual excuses will pop up. It's not his fault. It's the coaching. It's the offensive line. It's this guy. It's that guy. One guy or no. There's never the quarterback's fault. We live in the age of no accountability. If the New York Jets are defending Zach Wilson, of course the Buffalo Bills are going to defend Josh Allen, but he's been guilty of malfeasance at the quarterback position on a regular basis. And so he's paid a lot. He's playing like a peasant right now, and that's the way it is. Now, is he the only reason the Bills are losing? No, he's not the only reason, but he is the central figure in bad football. 10 games in. You know how many clean games Josh Allen has had? Two! 8 dirty ones! 2 clean ones. Turnovers in 8 of the 10 games. 8 of the 10 games he's turned the ball over in. And overall, 18 touchdown passes, 11 interceptions, and 4 fumbles now for Josh Allen. And he is headed down the expressway. Off-ramp, stumble bum. That's where he's headed. And the Bills are all in. So if he doesn't play better, then you fire the coach, right? That's usually how this works. Now, true or false? We turn the page. True or false? In every practical sense, the Buffalo Bills of 2023 are now out of the playoffs, that this loss eliminates them from serious consideration for the postseason. And the arrow points to true. That is the gospel. That the Buffalo Bills turn out the lights, the party's over. Buffalo, not a playoff team. They are getting ready for the NFL draft in late April. Not a playoff team. They're not. And it is absolutely true. Now, we heard a rumor, and I can't confirm this. It's an internet rumor, that the Buffalo Bills team bus, they all got off the team bus. They walked under a ladder as a team. So they walked under a ladder, and then a Looney Tunes character, Sylvester the Black Cat, was right there, crossed their path, and then after that, somehow they broke a mirror. All those things happened to the mighty Buffalo Bills, the epitome of a mid-franchise. And you take all the hype and you put that on one side, and then you take the results on the other, and you peel back the onion, and you want to cry when you peel back the onion. Josh Allen is trash. The defense is not wonderful. Sean McDermott has done a piss-poor coaching job. There's too many men on the field. The field goal attempt at the end. How do you do that? It's basic math. How is that an issue? It's not week 1. You say, well, we didn't have training camp. No. It's week 10. Too many men on the field. Just a mistake-filled, sloppy team with all the turnovers and all that, and practicing strategic incompetence. And McDermott is squarely on the hot seat. 100%. I don't care what kind of extension he got, and he's locked in, and the Bills' ownership loves him. No. This is the Goldilocks zone of the Buffalo Bills, these years, and they are being wasted. Right? They're being wasted. They didn't even make the playoffs this year, the Buffalo Bills. If you don't make the playoffs and your expectation is Super Bowl or bust, do you keep the coach? I'm asking for a friend. Do you keep the coach? Because in the dimension I'm living in, this side of reality, you don't keep the coach. McDermott is McGone as coach in Buffalo. And even if they were to make the playoffs somehow by an act of God, now I have them eliminated on my big board. They're eliminated. Still, what are they going to lose on wild card weekend? Buffalo has the same record. You are what your record says you are. They have the same record as the Raiders and Colts. Now, what do the Raiders and Colts have in common? They both are playing backup quarterbacks. The Raiders fired their coach a couple weeks ago. That's where you are. Those are your contemporaries. You're not on the same level with Kansas City. You're not, okay? You can pretend you are. You're not. You're not a playoff team. That's the reality. All right, last word here. So we head over to the winner's side, and many people now will raise up Sean Payton and the Broncos. They have now won 3 games in a row, and Denver is out of the abyss. They have traveled away from Dante's Inferno, which is where they were when they played the Miami Dolphins. They gave up a 70-burger, which, as we pointed out at the time, and as our belief, the reason they gave up 70 points is because they quit. You don't give up 70 points if you're trying. They quit. But they're not quitting right now, and so let's address the Komodo dragon in the room. How has Sean Payton been able to navigate the rough waters for the Broncos and get them back into at least a competitive state? So the easy answer would be Elmer's glue, that this is a spit and glue job with a little duct tape and Scotch tape, and you put that all together. But they're still making plenty of mistakes. It gets covered up because of the fresh aroma of a victory. But the Broncos actually had twice as many penalties as the Bills did in this game. But the reality of what's going on in Denver, it is serendipity. And as many have pointed out, wise beyond my years, people who are older than me that have taught me over the years, that, and I bring this up all the time, I brought it up here earlier, most games are lost, they're not won. And the Denver Broncos have been in the right place at the right time. Let me make my pitch. Week 7, Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love's got the football to drive down, win the game for the Packers. He ain't Aaron Rodgers. He's not Brett Favre. He goofed up. He screwed up. Packers lose that game. Broncos get the win. Patrick Mahomes got the creeping crud. Doesn't play well. And the Chiefs are able to lose that game to the Broncos. So they lose that. That was in Week 8. Week 9, Broncos didn't lose because there was a bye week. And here in Week 10, Josh Allen on a room service delivery cart says, here you go, boys. We like you. I like those Rocky Mountain oysters. Enjoy the win. And so there you go. I did have a hot take epiphany I would like to share with the class. Watching that final throw by Russell Wilson that set up the field goal, where he clearly has a fettuccine Alfredo arm and is unable to throw the football where it needs to go, is that not the most lethal weapon that you can have? It's as fearsome like a barracuda, as lethal as an anaconda. That the underthrow is the most amazing play in football, because defensive backs 100% of the time bite on the underthrow. And the guy for Buffalo did. He had to, right? He ran back, and the play was, the ball should have gone over his head, the defensive back for the Bills. The receiver comes back to fight for the football, and the defensive back gets stuck in the middle, and then you get a pass interference call. And normally that's a 25, 30-yard chunk play. And in this case, it set up the game-winning field goal, which the Denver Broncos were able to get 2 takes at it because the Buffalo Bills don't know basic math, how many players are on the field.